Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another rigged recap. This was an absolutely crazy session. They nuked us in the pre-market, but look at that. You open up Edge Bull right there on cue, and this thing just straight up flies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikes. That is massive, especially at the open on low, mostly abysmal volume. Crazy to see. Algos in total control. But the most important thing is following CTE. Check trade exit. Trade says extremely rare, violent nuke expected, edge high win rate bears, exit unclear target, mean reversion likely. Well, if you just turned on bears after this, let's just turn off the returns and turn on the win rate. You know, the win rate on these is not great. This one, a little bit late. It goes up. I mean, this is plus 7.29. That is crazy. These are perfect alerts because they never draw down. And it is nuke, nuke, nuke. You know, the important thing when you're trading this open, extremely, extremely difficult. You know, I think we exited like right here, and then we re-entered here, and then we exited too early again. This is tough. It says extremely rare, not very normal. Violent nuke expected. And yes, the violent nuke happened. Where? Turn the alerts off really quickly. Look at this. First time you push into the red, pulls back one, goes up one into the red. And then these other opportunities, right? What you have to think when you're trading this, you're above the blue line, you're plus 6, okay? If you do not push extremely fast into the red, it's going to pull back. So that's the first thing, right? And you have every opportunity right here. You know, what time is this? 11:08 to basically 11:30. You know, you're not adding to a position here. This is scary. If it's not pushing into the red aggressively, it is going to swing the other way. Second, when you're up here and you're 7 strikes higher, you just got to think in your head, if you're plus 7 from the blue line, from up here all the way plus 7, then what? Well, what can happen is you're going to pull back more than 1. You're going to pull back more than 2. And this is actually a fantastic trade right here. Bull swing comes in, 30-day win rate's really high. If IV wasn't juiced through the moon, you know, this would be a 100% trade. But getting 50% in 11 minutes, and then once again, it's attempting to break 483 into the red. It does not do it. Exit the trade. Especially because what CTE is telling us, violent nuke expected. Edge, high win rate bears. Didn't get the edge, didn't get the high win rate. But look at the timing on these things. You know, these ones, not great, but like that is right after price moves up. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're shorting this thing. Now, we move lower. Excellent chance right here. And we took this trade multiple times at 479. It's like this is plus 2. So you were plus 7. You go down 5 strikes. Awesome spot to defend. And they tried it. They tried it here, and they tried it here. But when volume is under, you know, we're at 103, not great. Algos were totally crushing everyone. And then the rest of the session was really just like ping pong, strike ping pong. Okay, we go higher, boop, come down, bounce at 478. Oh, it's going to fly. No, it's not. That's killing everyone because tomorrow is quad witching OPEX. Lastly, finally, once again, awesome trade right here. You don't get the alert, and it comes in a little bit early, but just have to be thinking like, hey, we're not flying here. We're not flying here. They're probably going to test the blue line. And if you trade a bull anywhere close to it, you crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. If we don't nuke below the blue, it's probably going to bounce. It's the bull's last line of defense, and it held beautifully today. Between that and just like knowing, respecting the zones, this is deep red, extreme bull risk. Are we taking trades up here? No. Once you get +6, +7, hey, you're looking for more than 2 or 3 strikes on the pullback to go long again. And that's what you get, right? It just nukes all the way through this. And while these are not the best returns, they're great trades. You know, in and out quickly, 49%, not breaking the strike higher. Get out of it. Looking at SPY, very similar. I mean, this is crazy, right? This is insane. To go this high, this early, on low volume, they're just trying to mess people up before trillions of dollars of options expire tomorrow. Here, we were talking about this. So this 100-day or 100% win rate, last 30 days, that is for similar alerts. So not this exact one, but we grouped them all a little bit differently because if we were just looking at exact, there wouldn't be any data to really look at. Great setup, great setup. I mean, they don't return 100%, but like you're getting it under the strike, bang, under the strike, doesn't break, 566, bang. And then once again, they pulled it right to the blue line. Did we get a bull down here? Let's see. We don't get a perfect tag here, but like mentally, the whole point of using this is seeing this and being like, oh my gosh, this is bullish as anything, right? But you have to recognize, like on a down move, right? Because we already hit a high. On this down move, they're probably going to test the blue line, or at least close to it. And that's exactly what they did. You can see all of this, like, get really, really excited, but then think like, hey, I want that as close to the blue line as humanly possible. And if you did that, you crushed it and won. Always be thinking like, hey, where is this coming in? What is the position from the blue line? What has been happening? Well, it's been selling off. And if you get down, you know, you're starting up here, +6, +7, and you're basically at +1, like the thing in your head has to go off like it is going to test the blue. That's exactly what happened. Really, the rest of this kind of garbage. Not kind of, I mean, this is garbage because, you know, it just ping pongs. Nothing good happens. It's not great for either side. No one really wins. Algos crushed everyone. And sometimes that happens after a big move, right? Massive move. And this is just BS the rest of the session. That's to be expected when the outline of the chart is red. All that means is low volume, low human, low Wall Street participation, and the algos were in total control. Let's look at IWM. Didn't even mess with this today. Well, man, that's a zone respecter. Look at that. Again, when you're pushing on an up move into the red zone, which for IWM is not very high, 3 strikes essentially. When you're pushing that and you do not break, Like, remember, every opportunity to push to 208, right? You have that going from 10:23 until 11:55. So, hour and a half essentially. When that does not happen and volume is low, it is going to pull back. Let's see the alerts on here. Like, you're not even getting any Wall Street participation. Algos, we're just doing the algo thing. If you took a bull right here, 205, you did okay. But look at where they closed this. Right at the strike. Strikes are the only lines you need to draw. It's the only thing that matters in the context of 0DTE and intraday trading. I mean, look at this. Where does it reject? 207. Okay, it swings back up above 206. This is low volume down move. Oh, where do we bounce? Right at 205. IWM, pretty clean, but not the best to trade today without alerts. So we're going to segue this long video into a little preview for tomorrow. Tomorrow is quad witching, whatever that means, but like all the options expire tomorrow. The entire market, every single one imaginable. So what we can actually do is, I'm actually on the calendar right here, is we can go and look at what has happened historically, and boom, we're doing that right now. Holy Lord. Lord God. 5.6 on SPY, and then we go plus 13. That has got to be one of the highest days in SPY history that we've ever seen. The difference between this session, right, because you're both opening high, and today, right, we'll go back to SPY, is what? Volume. This line right here. Volume, volume, volume. Volume represents Wall Street participation. They're buying lots of option contracts in large denominations. You're at 117% here. That's what pushes you up here. And you end up going plus 14 and closing, 9.64. We actually saw this tweet, X, whatever you want to call it, that max pain for SPY tomorrow is 580, which would represent a crazy rip. Maybe that's a thing. We look at the previous day, the 19th. Look at that. Kind of like a sell-off. They get a sell-off, everyone gets bearish, and then what happens? Boom, a rip to high heaven on high volume. Volume is the most important thing to look at when it comes to tradability, aka how easy it's going to be to make money in the session. When we're looking at 1220, look at that. High volume on everything. And look, bears made money, bulls made money. One of those things where you can just pick a side and print. Now, if we go back, so this is December, and we go to quad witching in September. All right, first thing you notice, volume is much lower, right? 106%, 106%, 93%. Look at the price action. This is blue line, algo terrorism. Bang. Down to the blue, up to the blue, down to the blue, closing exactly at the blue, which is right at the 568 strike. That's 920. What's the guide here? What's the tip-off? Volume. We want volume to go up. We want it to start high, remain high, go even higher. It's like when we look at December 20th, okay, you're 112, and then this thing just goes. This thing just goes, price goes with it. Beautiful. Absolutely the opposite in September. All right, next one will be June. Let's check this one out. Ooh, what happened? Blue line terrorism. Low volume. Opens high, flattens out. Above, below, back to the blue. Essentially closing right at the blue line. Always think Wall Street participation equals tradability equals it's going to be easier, it's going to be hard. And this was absolute garbage. June, March 15th. Let's see it. Who's ready? Would you look at that? Absolute more garbage. Why? Because volume's low. You go up right above the blue. We come back to the blue. You close barely down. Let's look at Q. A little bit more movement, right? Why? Because volume's higher. Hits the exit. Terrorism of the strike. Up, down. You know, so the first thing is volume, right, to pay attention to. Because if it's high, it usually means there's going to be epic things to trade. But the second thing is this little on fire, and you get all these notifications up here. If this thing is going crazy very early in the morning and it's just like overloading you, you know it is going to be great to trade. This was garbage, March 15th. We'll look at one more. This is the last one we have on record. December 15th, 2023. The system was way different back then. Let's check that bad boy out. Low volume. Pulls to the blue line. Goes up. Closes one strike higher. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Look at SPY. Completely closing right at the blue. So, what do we take from this? What bias do we have? What are we thinking? Well, the only thing is, one, you're getting on fire alerts. Bang, bang, bang. That's good to trade. Two, volume's high. It's going up. That's good to trade. We're looking for volume. We're looking for on fire. And this thing, look at that. It's going crazy. It's going crazy, right? That thing's just popping off. Pop, 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 like popcorn, right? That's exactly what you want. Because you could have just followed that thing until it stalled, right? Because it doesn't even stall until you get plus 13.5. Nuts. Then volume kind of comes down and price goes with it. So that's the first thing we're looking for. Volume, on fire alerts. And the second thing, and probably more important, is most of these quad witchings have been absolute garbage, pure mean reversion to the blue line, right? They look like this. So going into the crystal ball, thinking about it, it's either going to be absolutely epic or total garbage. Wake up early, get the Red Bull in. Maybe we nuke at the open, take it down like 4 or 5 strikes. Because remember, Max Payne tomorrow is like 580 on SPY, and then we just fly to 580. How cool would that be? Visualize it, rub those wealth chakras, kiss wifey real good, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Let's get it.